to the beat I'm throwing. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, singles, watch it now. Boo, 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 doo, boo, doo. Alright. Let me do this. Let me pop you out so I can see you. Keep my eyes on you. Alright. Let me start the candle. Alright. Let us begin with some Pulp Tarot. This is the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott. Beautiful deck. This is what I do for all of my current events readings. Alright, let's see. We have what role is my audience meant to play in social or political activism? What role are we meant to play in activism? All right. Five, discard. Let's see. Oh, we have the Two of Cups. Oh, okay. So reaching out to each other, seeking partnership with each other as we step forward into the into our role, seeking love with seeking to love and be loved by others. Death is about letting go of what has been in our past. Maybe this is ego death. Oh, my website is being weird. There we go. This is about a cycle restart. We need to grieve our losses and celebrate our wins. And then the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands is a spiritually immature person, but is seeking spiritual wellness. And in this case, I would say political wellness. Oh wow, that's burning very quickly. I think, so we have here the Two of Cups, Death, and the Knight of Wands. I think our audience, or my audience, their role to play in social and political activism is to love one another, to release the past, and to carry forward, just checking in with your heart and making sure that you're not compromising any of your core values. Um, let's see if we can get some clarification on these cards here. We have the Emperor. Okay, modifying the Two of Cups and death. Yes, definitely we're experiencing some ego death in order to see this Two of Cups come together. Loving one another is going to take a little bit of work on the part of our male friends and family. We're going to need some positive masculinity. Oh, and then we have the Empress, so we're both, and that's modifying death, and the King of Wands. Or, oh yeah, that is no, that's the Knight of Wands, excuse me. The Emperor and the Empress coming together and working together to fight for what's right and to pursue peace and happiness together. And then finally we have the Six of Swords, which is all about healing and harmony with our words. We're going on this healing journey together and expressing sentiments of peace and love and good tidings as we pursue, as we move forward in this life. That's so exciting. Okay, sweet. So that's what my audience's role is meant to be in social or political activism, working with one another to carry forward towards the greater good. And I'm so excited to see you guys do that. That's so exciting. Alright, let's get another question here. How will current events impact civil liberties and personal freedoms in my region? Let's see. So my region is the Central Valley in California. So let's see. I'm going to just place these down here. So first, we have the Tower. Okay, but it's in reverse. So, not great to see in a reading about civil liberties and personal freedoms. We're probably going to lose a lot of those coming up pretty soon. And frankly, I don't need the cards to tell me that one. Just following world events is kind of giving me spoilers for that. Then we have the Star. Ooh, okay, interesting. Also in reverse. The Star is all about hopefulness and the calm after the storm. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Ooh, okay. So, we're seeing a bit of, okay. We're seeing some personal liberties being cut back, some personal freedoms being cut back, some civil liberties being cut back on. But stay hopeful and stay politically active. That's what this Ace of Wands is showing us here. Stay as politically active as you can, because that is the bread and butter of, staying together as a group. Civil liberties are born out of our community with each other. So keep the faith. Like the star says, keep the faith, and we'll see that new opportunity soon. Ooh, that one was sad. Let's see. Let's see a different one. Um, hmm. Very smoky candle burning today. It's burning very quickly. We'll see what that means. Oh man. I think I'll use the Pulp Tarot today. Maybe Relative Tarot, I'm not sure. I wonder... I'm a little early today, so I'm not sure that we'll have too many people coming inside. But, let's see. The Emperor in Reverse. The Emperor in Reverse is all about toxic masculinity. This is that masculinity that says that you have to be better than everyone else. You have to be first. You have to, you are better than women. You are better than, you know, there is such a thing as betters, and you are one of them. This is toxic masculinity. And then we have the Tower right side up. The Tower is all about something coming crashing down. It's a Deus Ex Machina, or God in the Machine. This is something beyond your control is going to happen and break down everything's going to break down so that it can be rebuilt. And then we have the Star again, but right side up this time. The Star comes after the Tower and is all about hope, and staying hopeful and keeping the faith. Let's see. We have the Page of Cups modifying the Emperor and the Tower. This is, let's see. Gotta take this belt off. Ouch. There we go. Oh, now I can sit more comfortably. The Page of Cups is about someone being very childlike with their emotions. They're very curious. They're very creative. And this is a creative... If we see this as a past, present, and future, then we can see the Page of Cups modifying, bringing together the past and the present, the toxic masculinity solution is the Page of Cups, and that leads to the Tower, everything crumbling down. And then we have the Five of Cups modifying the Tower and the Star, but it's in reverse. The Five of Cups is about emotional instability. So we've got a little bit of drama going on. So there's some drama there between the Tower and the Star. But don't let that drama get to you. I think that's why it's in reverse. Don't let that drama get to you. And remember to have hope, because the Star is right there in the future position. And then we have the Six of Swords modifying everything. That Six of Swords is very hopeful. It is all about healing and harmony and cooperation to make it through this journey of life. You can see them sailing on their boat, and the boat represents... Basil, what are you doing? Sorry, my dog decided to jump up and say hi. He's such a good boy. I wish you guys could see him. He's so sweet. The Six of Swords, this boat, water represents emotions, and the boat sailing through the emotions, and the swords coming down into the water, just dipping into the water, like they're being coated and enchanted with them. Remember, swords are communication. Your words cut like a knife, and if that knife is coated with an enchantment that is one of peace and harmony, then your words have the power to cut through the nonsense of the world and to I lost my train of thought. Cut through the nonsense of the world and create peace and harmony. I'm going to turn this around so it gets a nice even... Alright. I like these cards, they shuffle easily. Let's see. Let us see who or what is in store for us today. this reading session go? The Ten of Cups in reverse. That's very good to see. The King of Wands. Okay. And the Queen of Swords. We love to see that. Who is going to join us next? Undecided. What number should we look into for wisdom? C, D, Q, R. That's landed firmly on C. I do not know. That would be nice. The Ten of Swords. Somebody feels like they have been stabbed in the back, but they are at the end of that cycle. The pain is soon to be over. The Three of Swords, they've experienced a little bit of heartbreak. Maybe they got in their own head a little bit about oh, let me see. Me and Kay rekindle. Let's see. Are you the one who experienced a little bit of heartbreak? Gotcha. I'm sorry you went through that. That's really hard. One, two, three, four, five. Let's see. Okay. The Querent K rekindle. Undecided on the board. Let's see, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is about healing in your earthly possession, so financial healing. The Hermit in reverse, which is all about spending a little bit too much time looking introspectively. And the Three of Pentacles. So, okay. We have a couple pentacles here. Pentacles aren't just about finances, they're also about the body and healing within the body. Six of Pentacles is all about harmony, cooperation, and healing. And the Three of Pentacles is all about friendship and friends coming together to heal the body and Well, not necessarily the body either. It's also earthly possessions. This could be loved ones. Um, Interesting. The Hermit in reverse, we might have been spending a little bit too much time in our head. Let's see what modifies these. We've got the Six of Pentacles and the Hermit modified by the Page of Wands. It looks like we're very young, thinking about who we are and what our core values are. Maybe we need to reassess our core values. Yes, the Ace of Wands, we need to reassess and confirm our core values. And then the Queen of Wands in reverse. It looks like we need to spend some time focusing on the self right now. But as for yes or no, about whether or not you and Kay will rekindle, we have the Eight of Cups. Oh. Hang on. Can you still hear me? Am I back on? Trying to reconnect. Can connect, trying to reconnect now. Reconnecting. Okay, am I back? I think I'm back. Okay. As for whether or not you and Kay will rekindle, we have the Eight of Cups, which is all about mastery over our emotions. The Four of Cups, which is about having options in relationships and such, and maybe a new opportunity manifesting. So you may not want to rekindle with this person. And then the Nine of Wands, which is about having spiritual mastery over yourself, but not quite feeling like you've done everything just yet. It looks like you'll have the option to rekindle with them, but the cards are telling you that it's probably best for you to spend some time on yourself and reassess what your core values are before you go back to them, so that you don't end up feeling lost in the woods. Does that resonate at all? Okay, awesome. Do you have any other questions? You could ask whatever you want. It doesn't have to be about anything in particular, because you're my only viewer right now. Also, thank you for the follow. Sure. One, two, three, four, five. Is he thinking about the clearance? Undecided. Ooh, the moon. Okay, so we've got some secrets. There's some things that are hidden that are going to be coming to light soon. The Five of Wands. He's feeling very spiritually conflicted. Not really conflicted. He's feeling very spiritually like he's got a little bit of an ego about him, and doesn't want to Um, what are the words that I'm looking for? Let me look at my notes. Fives. He's reluctant to face change, and he may be experiencing a sense of denial. And then the star is in reverse. He's feeling a little bit hopeless. Let's see. Let's get some clarity on the moon here. We've got don't believe everything you see or hear is the first card that we've pulled. The meaning behind the moon here. Let's see if we can get some clarification. We have the devil modifying the moon and the Five of Wands. This is there's this powerlessness behind the moon and the Five of Wands. This like he's flailing, like he feels a little bit lost. And Temperance in reverse, modifying the Five of Wands and the Star. Does he drink or anything like that? He smokes? Okay. So he may be smoking a little bit more than usual. And then the Hermit in reverse. It looks like he's been spending some time by himself, but he's feeling like he spent a little too much time by himself. I think let's see, this is what he's thinking about. He seems a little like he's going through it right now. Should you reach out to him? Or is he thinking about you specifically? Let's find out. The Seven of Pentacles. Sevens are about control and logical assessment. So it may be something financial going on. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, maybe something financial is going on. And then the Chariot in reverse. He's been humbled recently by something in his life. And let's see. He's feeling a lack of drive and a lack of determination. Does he have a job? That is crazy because I've been getting some feedback on him. I'm not okay if it's true or not. Ooh, okay. Are things lining up with the feedback on him? Not sure. Okay. Let's see. Got the Moon, the Chariot, the Ace of Pentacles. He seems very much like he's going through it. Like he's kind of got a lot of hopelessness and maybe like some self-loathing going on, which is not fun. Hmm. Let's see. Let me see if we can... Got these three. The Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot. The Chariot's in reverse. He's lacking confidence. And if you have all of this anxiety that's produced here with the spending too much time inside your own mind, this feeling of being powerless, hiding things, I think that that's going to lead to a lack of confidence for sure. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, there may be a lost opportunity when it comes to like career or something like that, which is why I asked if he has a job. He may be experiencing some financial hardship, or he may be experiencing, because the Seven of Pentacles is pretty like you've sown what your crops, right? You've planted your crops and you're waiting for them to grow, and now you're just kind of watching them to make sure that they grow correctly and healthily. So I wonder if the Seven of Pentacles is referring to him having this job, and then the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is just like, yeah, like something that came up at work or something. I feel bad for him, but then again, like, all he's went through, you kind of deserve it. Hey, no shame in saying that. Sometimes it's okay for somebody to be alone with their thoughts and work through something. I hope he comes to I hope he works on himself. I hate seeing this Hermit card upside down because he may be spending a little too much time inside his head, or maybe he needs to just like he needs to look introspectively in order to solve all of these problems, but he needs a perspective change in order to do that. So it's I hope he gets that perspective change. Yeah. I get the feeling that you do too. That you need to... What's going on? Oh. That you need to heal a little bit from this relationship. It sounds like he really did you dirty. And, I just want you to know that you deserve better. You deserve to be treated like a princess. And I don't even need to pull cards to know that. Absolutely. Any other questions? Oh, let's see. I want to say about 2 years now. Yeah. I when I stepped away from the church, I kind of dove headfirst into doing tarot because um it's it was familiar but also foreign, and it was just like a really good um way for me to reflect on uh, myself and re-examine my perspectives and things like that. And I started taking extensive notes, and I have my notes up on my website rubyraylee.com, um, and it's I'm so happy that I have those notes because I have a terrible memory and I'm always forgetting like what the cards mean and stuff. But I always have my notes up whenever I'm doing tarot readings. I'm still kind of finding a groove with streaming, um, because you got to keep talking and keep the energy flowing, and it's hard to stay up. Yeah, I do manifestation. I'm actually doing some right now, but I can do a manifestation spell for you if you'd like. Yeah, absolutely. Let me write it down in my grimoire here. What are we manifesting? Happiness and lover? Okay. And what's your first initial? Is it A? It's S, okay. Well, sometimes you just need a little bit of community to come around you. So let me be that for you. So S will find happiness and a lover. Alright. We're going to Alright. Have that. There we go. Carve that into this little candle. Alright. And let me get my other candlestick and we'll get to it. This is so exciting. Let's see. Oh, it's over here. Let's see, I love rose petals. All right. Okay, so we've got our candle with our sigil here. And then I have some sunflower petals. Not that many. For happiness. And then some rose petals for love. Get out of there. There we go. All right. And then we just meditate on that as the candle burns down. So what does happiness look like for you? Super real. Well, let's think about it. What are your core values? Think about how your core values make up who you are. Let's try to manifest somebody who matches those core values and loves you for who you are. When you say healing, are you talking about bodily healing or healing spiritually? Yeah, your core values are like in my case, one of my core values is oh goodness, what is one of my core values? It's like strongly held beliefs. So I believe that I should be able to have like bodily autonomy, right? I believe that I should be able to do whatever I want and spend my money however I want to and be able to do things without having to ask permission from anybody. But some people's core values look a little bit differently. Some people believe that they should be taken care of. some people believe that um, they should be the head of the household, and that everything should go through them. Um, uh, let's see. I don't know if you can see this, but the wax on your candle has kind of drooped out and it's reaching out towards the sunflower petals, reaching out for that happiness. I love that. I love divining through manifestation. I love when I do manifestations through candles. I love divining how things are going to go through the candles. Mentally healed. I believe that I should be able to express. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I hope that you find a lover who supports your self expression, and I'm manifesting someone for you who is um, kind to you the way they speak to you, and who not only supports you, but like is your cheerleader about expressing yourself. Like they love to see you be expressive. Interesting. Oh, you're good. I only got it once, if that makes you feel better. Kinda think I miss my XK. Yeah. And that's okay. It's okay to miss your ex. I certainly am in no position to ever tell anybody to get over their ex. Um, you know, they stay with you like fingerprints on your heart. But you can still find happiness apart from them. That's real. And we're manifesting somebody who's going to be very kind to you and not mentally abuse you. I totally understand that. I definitely am the kind of person who like lets I let myself kind of be mentally abused because I desire companionship, or at least I have been in the past. I've been that person in the past. And yeah, I totally get you. That's a hard place to be, and it's hard to get over something like that. Your candle has formed this bridge to reach over and grab rose petals and sunflowers, and it's kind of enveloping the the wax is enveloping the petals and just holding on to them. It looks like a hand reaching out and grabbing it. I love this. And you can do that. You can reach out and take happiness. You can choose joy and choose happiness. You're good. Take your time. It's like a connection. Okay. Yeah. I love that. I always try to put myself in the shoes of the people that I read for. It makes it easier to read, of course, but also I always find that when I'm getting readings, if the reader is putting themselves in my shoes, I feel very comfortable and safe with them. And I would like, my people to be feeling comfortable and safe. Basil, no. Sorry, my dog is getting too close to the desk. And he's scratching himself. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. I'm really good friend of my ex, but not really, because I know that the relationship is very toxic and not good for me. I totally get you. It's like you, you miss the companionship and the, like being with somebody and like the good moments, because there was always good moments, right? Um, but the toxicity, like in your head that the toxicity was bad, but then there was also the good moments, you know? So like, oh hey Darko DMC. I'm doing a little manifestation spell for my buddy S. I think we. Thank you, Darko. Um, I think we're people with very similar experiences. And that's what community is, people coming together and talking about their experiences and being there for one another. Oh, you're good, Darko. I think so long as you do things with an intention to take care of yourself first, and then take care of others and worry about what others are doing, I haven't had a spell fail yet that had to do with myself. And like words of affirmation are spells too. Words words are some of the most powerful spells that we have. That's why there's a whole suit, the swords, which is about communication, and it's a very strong suit. In the tarot, the words that we speak over ourselves and each other, they are powerful, super powerful. So positive affirmations are one of the best things that you can do for yourself and for manifesting other things as well. I think manifesting your happiness, like, that's why I'm trying to get you to talk about like what happiness looks like for you and all of that, because when you meditate on what that happiness looks like, um, you start to envision it, and when you start to envision it, then you start to speak it out loud, and you start to make goals, and then you start to reach those goals. It's a little bit psychology, a little bit witchcraft. But every bit of it human. Hello. Still trying to figure out like how can I get better at manifesting, because for me I tend to have this little voice in my head that starts doubting. Oh, something that I did, because I had that voice real bad. I trapped it in a jar. Where is that jar? Let me find that jar really quick. I'll be right back. I trapped it in a jar and then I lost it. Well, what I did, I have these. This is actually my money jar spell. Hey, Katina. Um, I I took some black mica powder or some like black dirt, and I'm doing well. And I filled it up, and I put nails and things, and things that represented that nasty little doubting voice in my head. And I filled it up with salt water, with moon water, and then I sealed it with a little protection symbol and some black wax. And I put it at the front of my door to keep away any of, at the time it was negativity from an aunt of mine, but then I soon realized that a lot of that negativity was coming from within myself. And I was like, oh, well, I'm glad that I've trapped it in that little jar. And after doing that, it really, really helped me to keep that negativity at bay. Oh, I'm doing so well today, Katina. I'm not sure if I responded to that just yet. But yeah, we're just doing a little manifestation spell. We're manifesting happiness and a lover for Alberta Hall here. I pretty much go off of vibes, like what makes sense to go in a spell makes like would make sense to go in a spell, if that makes sense. No, I'm not going to be gaming today. I'm just doing tarot. No, it's not raining. But I have rain sounds in the background. I hope the rain sounds sound okay. Well, it came a little intuitive to me. Um, I'd always been curious about tarot cards, and my first time encountering them on my own, I had printed out a tarot deck that I could color myself, and I colored it, and I um, well, I'll just show you. I went card by card and I colored it with crayons, because there was something about wax that seemed very much like my fingerprints will stay in the wax, and um, it just seemed more like it would capture my energy, if that makes sense. And uh, I so I went card by card and I colored each of them and I meditated on the meaning of them as I was coloring them. So that was my first kind of like foray into tarot. And then I started collecting tarot decks because they're so pretty and so fun. And then I noticed that each tarot deck kind of has a different meaning for each card. Like they don't always mean the same things, depending on each deck, because the art has a lot to do with what uh, the cards mean. May I ask what painting is that icon at the bottom right? Oh, it's the girl with the pearl earring, and actually it is broken again. It's supposed to move when I talk, and it is being dumb. But I grew up Christian, and so I kind of had um, this inherent, like, I knew how to pray and how to worship. I just didn't want to worship that God anymore. It's moving on your side? Okay, awesome. Um cuz I need to reset that. There we go. Um but what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I grew up Christian, so I had this knowledge of like how to pray and how to do like different things. Like I knew about laying on hands, and then I later learned that laying on hands is just a different type of manifestation. Um, and then I started asking questions about like, okay, what are these things that are similar to the religion that I grew up with, and then I found similarities and differences and all sorts of things. And I just found that um, the more I study witchcraft and the more I study the tarot, the closer I get to my feminine side and the closer I get to my community around me and feel more compassion and empathy for my community. And my therapist says that's a good thing, so. Nice. I wasn't until, I think I was 28, 29 when I first got into, like, casting spells and things like that. Um, and I just realized that casting spells are, it's just prayers with props. Um, and that really made it a lot easier for me to kind of do things. I kind of do things my own way, and however things make sense to me. Um, I don't really follow any particular, like, spell books or anything like that. Like, I don't know the proper way to do a honey jar or anything like that. Um, but I do know how to, you know, cast a spell for, protecting myself from my inner voices. And I know how to, cast a money spell. That age, I was just trying stuff and watching tarot reading every day and seeing what aligned with me. To this day, I'm still doing the same thing. Hey, and that's like all you can really do is just keep learning, keep striving for happiness, right? Keep keep reaching forward until you find, what clicks with you. I don't think you can see this because it's a bit blurry on your end. But your candle has completely enveloped all of the petals, and it's burning away. It's so lovely. Usually the spells don't eat all the petals, but it's just taking in everything. I love that. How did you learn how to do spell or cast spell? Well, when I first left the church, I didn't know how to cast spells at all. I had watched a couple TikToks about like how to cast spells, but I didn't feel super confident in doing things in my own, on my own right. And I think the first spell I cast, I was really concerned about, and so this is an interesting story. The first spell that I cast, it was the Saturn return. I think there was like a Saturn return conjunction with Pluto something that was going on, a big astrological event. And I was like, I want to do something for the First Nations and manifest them getting their land back and getting their water back, because here in California, Nestle is stealing water from the Native Americans in order to bottle it and sell it as Nestle Pure Life. And it's a really big problem. And so I did this spell to return the waters to the First Nations. And what I did was I got like this water dropper thing, and I slowly, I like burnt a candle. I was kind of all over the place, but it all made sense in the moment. I was like, I'm gonna burn a candle to use like the power of fire. I'm gonna blow the candle out using the power of air. I'm going to I'm going to use earth from the land that belongs to the First Nations, and sage that belongs to the First Nations, in order to, manifest things specifically for them. and then I'm going to drop water on it, this, concoction slowly while manifesting and speaking these words of manifestation over it in order to cast this spell. The basics were meeting the five uh, elements: air, water, fire, earth, and spirit. And as well as having an astrological event. And I'm not saying that it worked, but I am saying that very soon after that, a dam broke, and then Tulare is now partially underwater. And so I'm not saying that was me, because I'm not even sure if that, like, did anything. But I feel like, yeah. um, I feel like it at least made me feel better. you know? Made me feel like I was doing something. Um, and it gave me something to do with, I bought like a packet of herbs, because I was like, I want to be in my witchy moment. And so I bought this packet of herbs and this packet of crystals, just like little tiny crystals. I'll show it to you. Like, these are some of the herbs. They didn't come in these bottles, they came in packages, and I just put them in these bottles because they look cooler. Um, and uh, white sage was one of the things that came in that package, and I have a label on it that's only for work with like 4 Native American tribes, because white sage is sacred to them. And it's all about like learning how to respect the closed practices, and as well as celebrating your own practice, in my opinion. Scripting? You mean like making sigils and stuff? Yeah, I have sigils all over my house. Let me show you this. I just found it. Watch, I've lost it again. Aha. These are some sigils that I've made to protect my house, and they're covered in like wax and stuff from being in a box. But this one means I am at peace, and then this one means my peace is protected. And I have these on electric candles that I have strewn about the house, and it just protects the peace of the home. I love doing like making sigils and stuff. That's part of like the meditation, and part of this, that's the spirit part, you know, um, of the spell, the meditating on the outcome. Um, let's see. I'm 33 now. I want to say about 4, 5 years. You're totally good. Ask away. Also, just remember that, like, I'm just one little witch in a whole sea of witches here on TikTok, and everybody's going to have their own flavor and their own way of doing things. Personally, I'm very laissez faire. I'm very much like go with the flow. Whatever works for you, um, works for you. If the spell makes you feel better, it worked. Um, that's kind of my attitude towards it. Um, and sometimes spells, like, I found that when I'm doing spells for other people, they will either backfire because I didn't ask for something. Well, I won't say backfire. They will make me look introspectively, um, because I'll be searching for an answer as to why that spell didn't work, and the spell will have worked, but it'll have worked on me instead. Um, and when doing spells for myself, um, I find that it's just, you know, every single spell works because I'm the spirit that is moving through um my like I'm speaking spells over my own spirit, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh, the spell is done. Um, I was 27, I want to say, when I left the church. Way too late, in my opinion. Um, there was drama like crazy, and I don't really want to get into it because it was absolutely just batshit crazy. Um, but I yeah, I left at about 27 years old. Nice. Yeah. What's your question? Oh, that's kind of fast. I think it was kind of fast because we had two people working on it, two people manifesting at the same time. I get you. He may not be the one that the spell manifests, but it's okay that you had him in mind. If anything, it'll help you find what of him you really miss and be able to find that in someone else, or maybe he'll be able to fix his toxicity and come back to you a healthy person. Yeah. Breakups are really hard and they're traumatic. You know, you don't think of them as a trauma, but they are traumatic. Yeah. I totally get you. Hmm. That's a cool idea. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay. We were very toxic and horrible about this kind of happens every time we've broken up. Okay. Okay, okay. I see. A few times when we did broke, it had a mental impact on me, like I felt like. Okay. I know what you mean. Eventually, I started harming myself and went to a mental. I was told by everybody to break up with them and leave me alone because. Yeah. There we go. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. It's not good for me, and for some reason I just am not at all like. I loved him so much to the point it was hard for me to leave. I completely understand. We came to this point that we'd broken up, and after that I healed for at least a month or so, and I expected we wanted to get back together. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. So it was pretty toxic both ways. to say after like a few weeks or so, I think. At the time I was talking to somebody new and didn't tell him or anybody else because I didn't want anybody to know. Okay. So Sean's found out, then I get you. Okay, okay. So you were talking to him, or you were dating him while talking to somebody else. Okay. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Trying to reconnect. There we go. Oh, no. Okay. Gotcha. So he asked you about it and you lied? But I didn't want to tell him that I was tired of constantly doing the same thing over and over, like it was a pattern. We broke up over something, or an argument, then we got right back together. Yeah. Yeah, and you're trying to break that cycle. Which was draining, and it was time when he wanted to argue over something that was childish to me personally. And I told him I did not want to argue, but he continued but wanted to argue. Okay. And once he found out that I was talking to somebody else while talking to him, he got so mad to the point he even tried to hit me. Oh, now see, if he's trying to put hands on you like that, I can't see the spell that we just did pointing you in his direction at all. Because your happiness is not going to be found with somebody who's like gonna even try to put hands on you like that. I I don't think that you were in the wrong. He definitely should not have tried to hit you. I think that is the wrongest thing that happened. Hey, Kesla. Um, I think that talking to somebody else was probably wise. should you have said yes to dating him while you were still talking to somebody else? I mean, that's not really fair to the other person who is involved. I know that you wanted him to hurt, but maybe you should have not done that, or made sure that that person was able to, like, consent to being in that situation before putting them in a tough situation. Because because you gotta think, if he's willing to hit you, what's he willing to do to this other person? So, there's a couple different levels of wrongness going on here. But don't feel guilty. Um, Try to move past it. Try to check in with the person you were talking to, make sure that they're safe. Um, and prioritize your safety, you know? It's really sad to hear that you were hurting yourself. I don't want that for you. And I don't think anybody wants that for you. And if you want, there's like, I don't want to give you a hotline number because those wait times are bullshit. But like, if you ever want to talk about stuff, I'm here for you. And I really recommend seeing a therapist. I have a therapist, and she's wonderful. And she's helped me overcome a lot of my relationship anxieties that are very similar to yours. Um, so I really highly recommend seeing a therapist. Yeah, no problem. I'm always live or live streaming. Thank you, Kesla. I hope your weekend is going well as too. Going well as too. What is going well too? Mine's going pretty great. I had some work and now I'm doing tarot reading. Super chill. But yeah, um, if you need a friend, it's okay to reach out. Ooh, I love the post work nap. Oh, well, I'm glad to be. Oh, well, that's so lovely. Um, Only about an hour or two at a time. I'm probably coming up on the end of my stream here. But I try to stream every day. Any fun plans this weekend? A shop I do reading for is having an evening this Saturday, or an event this Saturday, so I plan to be there. Maybe get some readings, however, support shop as well. Nice. That sounds like a good time, Kesla. I am cleaning my grandma's condo and getting it ready to sell. uh, but I'll probably have some good food and I'll have some good quality time with my mom. Oh, that would be so nice. I would love that. Um, this tarot deck that I've been using today, I got at Barnes and Noble. Um, this was my first tarot deck, other than the one that I colored myself. This one I colored myself. I printed it off of the internet and just colored it with crayons. And then everything else I got off of Amazon. I have the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott, Bubbleberry Hollows Tarot deck, which is super cute. Ethereal Visions by Matt Hughes, the Modern Witch Tarot deck. This is just a Rider-Waite deck. And then Midnight Magic, which is really interesting. I haven't really used this one very often. It's all mushrooms. I don't know if Grandma is still alive. When mine passed, I inherited all the deck from her. Oh, yeah, Grandma's not alive anymore. She recently passed this last Christmas. But it was definitely time for her to go. She was suffering. So she's in a better place now for sure. She wasn't into any of this stuff though. So I I've collected mine from online. Will I be live tomorrow? Yeah, probably. Well, tomorrow's Saturday. Maybe. Because I'm cleaning the condo. Definitely maybe. Hi, thank you for the follow, Carrots Cake. And hi, SLG Jenny Vlogs. Yeah, you can ask questions. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. Just one at a time. Alright, thank you for joining the queue. You are first up. If my Streamlabs will work, we'll find out. There we go. Yes, absolutely. Since you've been here for a while, I might... Not too late at all. Let me go ahead and get through y'all. Russell truly cares for you and if you will ever meet again. Let's see. Let me pop you up here. There we go. Undecided on the board. We have the King of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Tower reversed. Okay. So, the King of Wands is a spiritual leader, and we may be lacking a little bit of spiritual leadership here. The Ten of Swords, somebody is feeling very backstabbed, but it's the end of that cycle. It's the end of the feeling of being backstabbed and run through. And then we have the Tower in reverse. Now the Tower is all about something big coming crashing down around you. And in this case, it is reversed, so it's either being blocked or it is on its way. So, let's see. Something is holding you up. Let's see. We have the Emperor modifying the King of Wands and the Ten of Swords in reverse. So, okay, so we've got some toxic masculinity at play here between the King of Wands and the Ten of Swords. And then we have the Nine of Swords modifying the Ten of Swords and the Tower. So the Nine of Swords is going to be representing our ability to use our words. We are able to communicate things clearly and concisely, and that is keeping things, that's what's keeping this disaster at bay. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Pentacles is all about manifestation and manifesting partnerships and duality with physical things. Now this is in reverse, so it may not be balance, it may be disharmony. There's a little bit of disharmony between you guys. So, let's see. Will you ever meet again? The Ten of Pentacles. Oh, we like to see that. The Chariot in reverse. And the Five of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles is like a happily ever after when it comes to finances and physical things. The Chariot is all about being flexible with your planning, diversifying your thinking, and being confident. There is a little bit of a lack of confidence there. And then the Five of Swords is unstable communication. So between these two things here, we might have a little bit of unstable communication. I think what the deck is trying to tell us is if you guys reach out to each other, then you, like, reaching out to each other is imperative. Like, you'll meet again if you guys reach out. You're not communicating right now. Do you have any way to reach out to them? We live near. Okay. And in school, but communication completely stopped. Gotcha. Okay. So, I do see the potential for reconnection right here with this Ten of Pentacles. You just gotta reach out to this person and do a pulse check and see if they're feeling it or not. That's what the cards are telling us anyways. The cards often will tell us no spoilers about whether or not somebody is actually feeling something towards us. It'll often just tell us we have to communicate with them in order to find out, or it'll just be like, it's a mystery, which is frustrating. I know. But we can also ask the board. It was brief for us. He watched me in school before because he took care of me before that, but because I was ill, I wasn't focused on him. Let's ask the board. Does Russell think of the querent? Yes. That's a solid yes. Does Russell think of the querent romantically? Undecided. So he is thinking about you. Which is a step in the right direction. I just want to give my thanks. I think if you can figure out a way to reach out to him, I think he would really appreciate that. Yeah. Will I pass my RBT exam the first time? Let's see. Goodbye. Okay. Well, that doesn't tell us much of anything. So, what I'm seeing here, first we have death, which is not necessarily about dying, or anything bad. Death is all about reflecting on the past and releasing the past, grieving the losses, and celebrating the wins. So this could be celebrating a win. We then have the King of Pentacles, which is like a CEO of material things. Um, we um, we see him uh, when you think of the King of Pentacles, you think of um, like a like a boss, like a general. Oh, okay. I will wait until you're back from the ads. Wow, 9 viewers. Nice. Welcome back. So the King of Pentacles is like a general. He runs a tight ship, and he um, is the master of. He's in control of everything that he does. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is mastery over our emotions and our feelings and our relationships. So, okay. So let's see what is modifying these. We have the Four of Cups modifying death and the King of Pentacles. So there's going to be an opportunity ahead of us. Um, and maybe multiple opportunities ahead of us. Five of Swords modifying the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So there might be a little bit of miscommunication. And then the Six of Swords in reverse. We're going to need to reflect on um, our communication style a little bit. Going forward, is this like when you take this exam, are there like writing portions? Maybe first time, but I didn't get a call back since license. Gotcha. Gotcha. Or writing and competency assessments. Okay. So definitely like check your make sure your writing is good. Try to I think I did bad the first few I had. That's super real. And that Five of Swords, that's probably where the communication is. There's some miscommunications going on there. So definitely like reflect on the writing assessments. See if there's anything you can improve on, like grammar, spelling, um, anything like that. Any of the basics. Go back to basics and check on those things. I hope so. Let's see. Did I already roll the dice to see if you would pass? I think so. And it was undecided. I think these are the tools to help you pass. Will you pass? Yes or no? The universe. I say that this is going to be a positive yes. It went on goodbye. Okay. Um, Sometimes the board is just like it's sassy. Um, I think this is a yes. I think you're going to do great on your exam. where I might meet him. Time frame. Let's see. Let me pull these guys together. Time frame. One, two, three, four, five. The Nine of Wands. Okay, let's see. Nines, 18, nines. Wands. Within 9 months. Could be 1 times 2. When is a good time to take the RBT exam? When are the options? You can take it anytime. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. As soon as you feel ready. As soon as you feel ready for it, you're good to go. You're so welcome. Thank you for coming in. All right. Here's cake. SKQI81, are you still there? You are up next. Hello, what can I call you? Nobby? Okay. Oh, that's cute. Alright, do you have a question for the cards today, Nobby? general checkup on how I'm doing so far. I think I'm doing alright, but I know for a fact there's always room for improvement. You got it! Okay, so first card, we have the Lovers, which is all about being... Here we go. Being at a crossroads and decision making. You're considering all actions and possible consequences of your actions. It can represent close relationships and partnerships, but more often than not, it's about considering all of your options and the consequences of those options. Next, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. We're feeling a little bit like there's a lack of closure. Maybe there's some loose ends or some goals that need workshopping. I think that might be the feeling of there's always some room for improvement right there. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is about typically financial instability, but it's also about instability like with all material things. So it could be like the body or the family or your property, anything like that. So let's get some clarifying cards out here. We've got the Lovers and the Nine of Swords modified by the Page of Pentacles. We are we have kind of a childlike view towards our material possessions. We're very curious about them. We have kind of maybe a like just a childlike curiosity and creativity around our material possessions. And next we have the Nine of Swords and the Five of Pentacles modified by the Seven of Wands. We're feeling a little bit on the defense spiritually when it comes to our goals and our instability with our material possessions. Feeling like maybe maybe this is something outside of your control. Maybe it's something a little bit more politically involved. And so we're maybe looking at some this could represent, logical sevens represent logical assessment and control and reflection. What's coming up in the reflection might be, I should be more politically active, or I should be more involved in my community, or I should be more involved with some matter of the heart. And then finally we have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I love to see her. I get chills every time I pull this card. The Queen of Pentacles modifying the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. She is the boss ass bitch. We've got General Tubman here who would shoot me for calling her a boss ass bitch. But she is the mother figure. She is the the person to go to with questions about anything material. Yeah. And she is the one to ask any questions that you might have about your financial state. Now, it might not be a coincidence that it's General Tubman on that card. If you're feeling politically involved with the Seven of Wands at all, it could be that she's calling you in a direction to stand up for, the marginalized. She might be calling you to step forward and not necessarily use your voice, but use what you have to help maintain your community and help Uh, Hello, Rocket Teats. What's up? Love that name. um, but help lift your community up from the inside. Something that could help is like having a victory garden where you grow fruits and vegetables and you share them with your neighbors, or it can be, it definitely did. It can be um, something that's like, excuse me, like giving to people who are unhoused, giving to veterans, um, anything like that. Like, I think what's coming out of this is sowing into your community in order to see the growth um, that you want to see. And I am doing well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing today? What do you think, Nabi? Does any of that resonate with you? A bit too much? I totally get you. Um, yes, I really do use this. I use it to ask different questions. You're so welcome. Thank you so much. Do you have any other questions before I move on to the next person? Oh, gotcha. Okay, what you got? When will there be a time when we save the Earth and finally visit the moon with a $1 ticket? Let's see. Undecided. Will there be a time when we save Earth and visit the moon with a $1 ticket? The Seven of Swords. Um, I think hoarding of this is interesting. I think once we finish hoarding um, our just hoarding in general, whether it's like um, yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Once we finish hoarding our um, wealth and um, our words. We start working together with other countries um, in order to start making trips to the moon happen. Um, that's when we'll see that goal come to fruition, and that's when we'll see. Oh, that's so interesting that it's a ladder. That's when we'll see uh, the price of a moon visit uh, drop to $1. Excuse me, drop to $1, and we will save the Earth. But we've got to start communicating with other countries and being amenable to um, our our to feedback. Will this occur in our lifetimes? I hope so. According to the Doomsday Clock, we've only got like, what is it, like 50 years or something like that? You're so welcome. I love fun little questions like that, so always bring those to me. Let's see. Let me start here. Will it happen within our lifetimes? Undecided. Eight of Pentacles. Oh, I didn't shuffle that very well. One, two, three, four, five. The Hierophant. It has to do, oh man, with, let me pull another card here. The Fool and the Seven of Cups. It may happen within the next generation's lifetime, but the culture right now is too much involved in its in capitalism and hoarding wealth. But the next generation might see that. Thank you for that question. That was really fun. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next client here. Kesla, you are up next. Ooh. Welcome back, Kesla. Alright, do you have a question for the cards today? Three, four, five. Ooh, excuse me. I just want to ask about future romance, however, what advice there is for me on the next path of my emotional journey. Okay, yeah. So the Eight of Swords, we're letting go of feeling, um, feelings of being trapped. We're letting go of those and we're coming into our own person and into our own power. We are stepping forward into this feeling of accomplishment with our words and speaking things into ourselves that are bringing us life, speaking positive affirmations over ourselves. And we have the Page of Wands. We have this childlike curiosity towards our core values, and we are forming our core values and figuring out what things are necessary to us in a relationship. And in ourselves. We have the King of Wands modifying the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. The King of Wands is, of course, this CEO of spirituality, this spiritual leader. This is in reverse, though. So this spiritual leadership may be coming from within. You are your own spiritual leader. I think it was John Locke who said every man is his own God. I'm not sure if it was John Locke. It could be totally wrong. But seeking your own spirituality from within. And then we have I love to see that. We have the Ten of Pentacles modifying the Nine of Swords and the Page of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles is like a happily ever after when it comes to your personal belongings and your family and your finances. So going through being your own spiritual leader is going to lead to financial success and figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. So we have this concept of a heartbreak, but we're going to break that concept of heartbreak. We're not going to let heartbreak define us, and we're not going to let the not let the bad thoughts in, but we're not going to let it get us down if we have some heartbreaks along the way in the journey. We're going to keep pressing forward and keep chugging along. What do you think? Does any of that resonate with you? It does? Okay, excellent. Do you have any other questions? Weekend out? What? Weekend Outlook, gotcha. Weekend Outlook, let's see. What is the forecast for this weekend? Ooh, the Two of Wands. We are doing a little bit of spiritual work on ourselves. And the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, so we might be experiencing some luck this weekend. We also might be seeing some a new season of life starting um, as we go on this spiritual journey and discover our core values. You know, we might be starting to unlock some unlock some things that need to be worked on, some shadow work that needs to be worked on. And so we might be entering a new phase of life where we're working on that and seeing where that goes. So that's exciting. That sounds like a fun weekend. I especially like the luck for you. No problem. Also, was it you who asked if... Yes, you asked if my grandma liked to collect anything. She did. She collected my grandfather's rocks. My grandfather was a rock hound, and he found these crystals all over the U.S. and brought them home, and she had them in her home. So I inherited those when she passed. I just wanted to make sure I answered that question for you before I forgot. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Lots of geodes. There's a big old chunk of amethyst that I have. Super fun. Alright, Rocket Teats, you're up next. Excuse me. Do you have a question for the cards, Rocket Teats? Alright, what you got? Love? Sure. Any kind of love in particular? Work crush? You got it. One, two, three, four, five. Thank you so much for following. Alright, so we have the Nine of Swords. We have full, we have learned how to communicate, and we have wrapped up any no, nothing creepy has happened with the Ouija board. It's spectacularly boring. um, but the Nine of Swords, let's see, attainment, fulfillment, and fruition. Our goals of learning how to communicate have been brought to fruition. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So we have a little bit of a maybe there's a work-life balance issue at play here. Do you know if it might be inappropriate to have, like, if this relationship worked out? I don't really know, but if this works out, I'll do my best to separate work and life. Okay. I'll wait until the ad's over. Alright, we're back. Wonderful. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So we're a little bit spiritually on the defense. We have mastered what we want. We know what we want in a relationship. We know what our heart wants. But we are feeling a little bit anxious about it. We're feeling a little bit hesitant about just straight up asking this person. We then have the Nine of Pentacles modifying the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles in reverse is about a lack of closure, maybe some loose ends, and some goals that need workshopping when it comes to finances and your like career and everything. So definitely check and make sure that you're dotting all your I's and crossing all of your T's at work, so that this doesn't become a distraction for you. And then we have the Devil modifying the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So the Devil, in this context, she's upside down. There she is. And she represents feeling powerless and feeling a little bit stuck. A little bit like maybe I can't go out and reach out to this person about how they feel about me. And then finally we have the Ten of Pentacles. Ah, I love that. If you go and talk to them about it, it looks like things are going to work out for you. We love to see that, the Ten of Pentacles. And just remember to, not cross any boundaries or anything like that. And don't make it weird. If they say no, then respect their no. But I think things can go really well for you if you just reach out to them and ask them out. A lot of readers say that. I know. I can see that anxiety here in the Devil and the Eight of Wands. Just remember, so this card might not necessarily represent you being happily in a relationship with this person, but things can still go well even if he says, or excuse me, her. Maybe I'll ask her out to coffee or ice cream. Can be cute. Exactly. And she can, worst case scenario, maybe you guys can be friends, I think ice cream is a perfect date. too obvious. Like a friendly asking a friend. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, hello. What do you think? I think you should go for it. I think you should ask her out on a cute little coffee or ice cream date. Just a friendly little thing. They can, so be careful. Um, take things really slowly, and yes, the queue is open. Take things slowly and just try to see things from her perspective. Aww. Ooh, that's good. Yes, definitely. No problem at all. Thanks for sharing with me. Is that who we're doing a reading about, Mr. Savage? I'm going to go ahead and pop you up here. Full effort. Okay. So, what can I read for you? Love reading time? Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. So we have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles is, he is very gung-ho, very, how do I say this? He's got very teenaged energy, about, his personal belongings, and his family and finances and career. He's very much like of a mind to get what he wants. We then have the Magician. We're manifesting, love right now. We're, and it seems to be working successfully. And then we have Justice. Justice is more than just, whether or not somebody gets their comeuppance or whatever. It's remembering that every action has a consequence and thinking about how your actions will affect others, considering your impact on the people around you. Definitely looking a lot of introspective looking during this time. So the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician are modified by the Two of Swords. This is all about a decision that needs to be made. This person is blindfolded, so they're not quite sure what direction they're going to go. But exactly. So they're not quite sure what direction they're going to go, but they can say one thing or they can say another thing in order to make this decision. It's a verbal decision that they need to make. The Magician and Justice are then modified by the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is setting down boundaries and setting down the expectations for, in this case, a relationship. It looks like we've got a little bit of not wanting to set boundaries super early on in this relationship. So definitely make sure you're checking in with your heart. Make sure that you are setting boundaries to keep yourself safe and to keep your partner safe. And then finally we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands modifying the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords. The Ten of Wands is all about reaching the end of a cycle spiritually. And, ouch, I have a cramp in my tongue. Renewal and completion. You are coming to the end of this cycle. Maybe it's this talking cycle, and maybe you're getting ready for that next step in this relationship, and you've bundled up all of your sticks, all of your, spiritual energy, all of the things that make you you, and you're ready to present them as a bouquet to somebody. So, but remember, this is contingent on the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords. There's a good way to speak and a bad way to speak, and there's good boundaries and setting down boundaries. And right now it's in reverse. So remember to set your boundaries. And remember to take care of your heart and take care of her heart as well. And then we're going to see that success there. I worked on myself a bit so far with no efforts. Things became better. It was just an internship break. And things became better out of nowhere. But I understand boundaries as I see the walls go down. And I still see walls, so I guess I gotta keep that in mind. Yeah. Yeah, I think you've got it under control. Just constantly be thinking of how things are affecting her and thinking of things from her perspective. There's a really good book that I would recommend to a lot of people when I'm doing tarot readings. It's called How to Hold a Cockroach, and it's really good about getting your mind into the headspace of thinking of things from other people's perspective when you're not really sure how to approach a subject, or how to, like, if there's a miscommunication, just putting yourself in their shoes, like how to ask yourself questions. It gives you questions to ask yourself so that you can put yourself in the shoes of another person. So definitely highly recommend this book if you get the chance to read it. This is really good. End of cycle makes sense as well. I have the same experiences I had when things started going between me and her, and I would give me warnings to not rush or not overspend and overwhelm her. Which I did in the past, as if the cycle has restarted. Life has given me new lemons to make better lemonade. Exactly. And sometimes it's just as simple as giving a little bouquet of flowers. You know, just something super simple. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy. You are so welcome. And I think you're the last one in my queue. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. Thank you, everybody who tuned in today. When life gives you lemons, start a cocktail tree. Thank you, everybody who tuned in today. You guys are wonderful. And I will see you in the next one. It might be tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I've got some things going on this weekend, but yeah, I will see you guys later. You're so welcome. Bye.